So many introverts in my life are telling me the same thing. I'm scared of being online. I'm scared of being on social media. I want to be on YouTube. I want to make a difference. I want to be able to speak. I want to be able to connect with people. I want to be able to have that impact on people and really say what I actually think online, right? What if nobody hears me? What if nobody cares? What if I get so many bad negative feedback? What if in the worst possible way and worst possible scenarios, right? And I've helped people, I've worked with people, and most people that I'm working with usually are introverts because I get them because I'm like that. And it's interesting because a lot of introverts, never being on YouTube and social media, really think that you have to be super social, super extroverted to be here. The beauty with being online and really talking here in front of you guys is that there's nobody around me. I just have my camera. So being here in my living room, in my couch, there's nothing that actually scares me because I'm in my comfortable zone. I'm in my comfort zone, right? I'm in my bubble. I had that conversation recently, and that's why I wanted to do this video, because I've heard so many times things like that. And it's just hard to have for you for next year. A lot of people are thinking, a lot of people want to do things differently, want to do different things, right? And 2024 might open up a lot more possibilities for us introverts than anything that we may even think it's possible for us. Having that conversation with my colleague, it was pretty random because she is so good at making amazing recipes, healthy recipes, but that actually are tasty. We talked a lot about the food, and we talk a lot about food because I'm a foodie. The beauty with her is that she actually gets to combine all of it. She is really good at making things homemade, right? Making her own soups, homemade recipes that are delicious with incredible ingredients that you can't even think of, right? She is at that age where she really takes care of what she eats, but the good and great side about it is that it's not what I mostly see. When I see people getting healthy here online, it's all about pretty much the same thing. It would be the chicken breast, it would be eggs, it would be really things that you see a lot of. And for me, if I had to eat that every day, of course I would not even sustain it. I would give up because I need variety and I need things that actually taste good. I know I said it many times. And the point with her is that she gets to combine a lot of Asian ingredients, a lot of Asian dishes too, and that's why I think we connect so much, because we talk a lot about Asian food. And being obsessed by Japan, South Korea, I do cook a lot of those dishes because they actually taste so good and they don't take a lot of time usually to make them. And contrary to, let's say, everything that is more Cameroonian, African in general, it can take a lot of time. There's some dishes that actually don't take a lot of time. But all of that to say that we talked about it. We talked about being on social media because she's on Instagram and she's really good, like I said. And she said to me that she would never be able to be on YouTube. And we talked about it. And pretty much her story was, maybe some of you might relate, was around being little and being a lot younger and never really having her parents really listening to her, right? She was more used to having her parents do things for her rather than speaking or just expressing emotions or expressing something. So she was used to actions, she was not used to talk, she was not used to say what she actually thinks. And that's where we can get introverted like that, just because we never really had the opportunity to talk more, to express more being a child. And when you get used to it, it becomes a habit for you. It becomes something that you know the only thing is for you is that, right? It's the only version that you know of yourself, and you have to get into the unknown and into the uncomfortable situations to actually see what you are made of. That's how I see it, because the same thing with me is that when she said that, I related so much because my own parents were too busy. My dad was working and he's a workaholic. He's a big workaholic. My mom she was more around, more present, but again, in the African culture in general, we don't express much. We don't express emotions like that. It's not about like tell telling how we're feeling. It's all about the actions. It's all about doing things, right? And usually parents, they're just too busy to do anything else than just sitting and listening to you. But my mom, she's more unique in that sense that she would listen to us more. But because we were not used to that, we wouldn't even take advantage of it, right? It's me growing up now and being exposed to so many other cultures that I see that possibility. I see that it's actually brings a lot more good than anything else, right? Because she grew up like that, I grew up like that too. Definitely connected, definitely related to that. And growing up like that, she was not used to speak. She was not used to say a lot. She became used to not say much, right? That is a good thing and a great quality that we may have because we don't have the need to say much. We don't have the need to always have to speak up, and we can easily listen to people without having to make it all about us, right? It's like, oh, I did that. Being the person that wants to be in the center of everything all the time. That's the thing with introvert, that they don't need it. They don't have that need. She was telling me that she was more visual. She was comfortable showing things that are visual rather than speaking. That's something that you as an introvert you can do, because we have a lot of people here doing videos, making videos, never having to show their faces, telling stories, telling whatever happens to them or any type of situation that might find interest in talking about, right? So that's the thing with introverts, that there's a power here into the social media with you being present without having to show your face at all, right? And really getting to still have an impact no matter what. And there's a lot of channels that I see like that, right? It was a really great conversation because, again, I could understand where being an introvert, never having to say much, not feeling the need to say much, actually is a power for people and people like us to make interviews, to make people feel comfortable, because they don't feel like they have to squeeze to find a place. They have the place because we let them have that place, right? That's why having an interview on one-on-one is really great for introverts, because they don't have to speak. They just ask questions, and I find myself being so much more comfortable from the moment I understood that for me, right? Of course, at first was so scared about even showing my face on camera. First couple of videos was all about me having a music and showing me how I dress up, never having to speak. And the more I was doing it, the more I found myself being comfortable into being in the back seat even when I'm speaking, because when I'm speaking, I'm not thinking about me necessarily. I'm thinking about somebody out there. I'm thinking about somebody like you that may be struggling with being an introvert or just being like more into the social media space. And that's why my hair decided to just give up. It's okay. So I'm thinking more about people like that, people that wants to be more comfortable and being comfortable having that back seat, right? It's a power. It's a true power. 2024 people wants to be more listened to. You don't have to do that all the time. You might find it very exhausting sometimes, but it's all about having a balance. And for me, being an introvert is that I feel myself speaking on things that I'm really, really interested in and shutting down when it's really not interesting to me. And it's easy for me to make that balance and make that difference, right? The more and more you know yourself, the more and more you let yourself speak on things that actually really are interesting to you. When I'm having conversation, I'm not gonna battle on things that honestly don't matter to me. I'm gonna listen to you and say whatever you feel like saying and let you have that peace. But if it's something that truly matters to me and I don't agree on, definitely we'll talk. And a couple of weeks ago, we had that kind of conversation with some people around me, and I did speak my mind more than I thought that I could do. Always with that peace and smile and really bringing the best that I can bring, not into attacking people, but just saying what I truly feel like is true to me. Don't have to disagree, don't have to agree on everything that I'm saying, but it's important to see yourself through that lens. And it's a conversation that I wanted to break on here today. I hope it was interesting for you as an introvert. Tell me more about you being an introvert here online. What does it look like for you? What is that fear for you? Because we all have different fears. I talked about the childhood here, but what is it for you? Definitely tell me more. down below. And I'm looking for people to work from January. And if you're an introvert, you don't feel confident, you want to be online, but you don't even know where to start, and you really feel like you have nothing to say as an introvert, definitely get down below. I have all my information and we can see if we are a great fit. Everything is going to be down below, and I'm looking for people to interview because you have an interesting creative journey here, starting a business or wanting to start a business, or the struggle that you went through being the person that you are today, especially in the light of God, right? Definitely let me know and tell me more down below. I'm gonna be happy to have more people here that I can interview, and we can share more of it together, and we can probably relate to so much more, right? So let me know, and I'm gonna leave you here, and like I say all the time, smile because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.